Hello, my name is Luke Kralik, and I'm the Organizational Coordinator for CSLP. And today I'm going to be showing you how to add your library's information to the CSLP's PSA for 2021. I am not an expert on video editing or production or anything, so this is going to be a real rudimentary tutorial, but it will at least allow you to kind of show you some options of how to do this. I'm sure I'm doing this the wrong way, so if there's someone with expertise on staff, please go talk to them. But this should help you kind of get some basics and also show you how you could add your library's logo and some information about upcoming summer activities to the end of the PSA. So the first thing to do is go ahead and log into the CSLP website, and I'm going to the Manual Downloads tab, but instead of accessing the online manual, I'm going to go here to the Additional Program Tools. And that's taking me to some of the other materials that are there to support you for 2021. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the 2021 PSA. And here's just kind of the direct link to the YouTube video, and that's perfect for just sharing. So feel free to do that, link to it from your Facebook page or whatever to help kind of promote the library. But what we're going to look today is at these additional files down here. Again, I don't know, there's a lot to know about video editing, but I know that MP4s work with my video editing software, so I'm going to go ahead and just download this. So go ahead and just click on this video. It's a big file, so it might take a little bit to download, but once you're there, we'll see you at the next step. So I've got my video downloaded, and I saved it to the desktop so I knew where to find it. And the software that I use for this to make this tutorial even is this OpenShot video editor. It's an open source tool. It doesn't cost anything. I'm sure there's more advanced programs. I'm going to be just scratching the surface. I don't really use I'm not a power user by any stretch of the imagination. But the first thing I need to do is get the video file loaded up in my project. So I'm going to go over here to this box here where the project files live. I'm going to right click and I'm going to import a file. And I saved the movie file to the desktop, and it's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. It takes a little bit for it to populate, but once it shows up, there it is. The other file I'm going to use for this is just a silly little graphic that I made because I work at CSLP. I'm not currently working in a public library. So I just made the other file I'm going to import is just a little JPEG with some information for the library this summer, and you can kind of see it a little bit there, but we'll see it when we work a little more on this project. So the big thing to know with video, just kind of like any kind of imaging manipulating software, there's layers. So what I do is I usually pick like track 3, and that's where I'm going to put the main video. So I'm going to just drag this down here and drop, and this is a pretty simple interface. I'm going to butt that right up to the start of the video. So this, and you can see the timer. So the video runs about 1 minute 15 seconds or so, and you can see this is the whole duration of the video. And if I click play here,
We know this
I
past
don't know
year
if
has
you
been a
guys can
little
hear this, but
strange.
like it's going to show
So
the
if you're
video,
tired of just
so I can see
hanging
kind of where I'm
around,
at. I'm going to go ahead and push pause because that's super distracting. But what I want to do is add my library's information at the end. So I'm going to move this all the way down to like the 1 minute mark, maybe just a little further, like right here where the Tails and Tails graphic is up. Not much is going on in the video. That seems like a good place. So I'm going to scroll up to track 4. So if you think about this as sort of like what's going to show, whatever is on the top track is what's going to show. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to drag this little note that I created, and I'm going to plunk it right here. Now the other thing to kind of notice is the box of how big the box is on this graph of time. So I can see that this, and you can see this, if your library logo looks like this, you should redesign it. But that kind of looks like a good library logo from the 90s, but I digress. So you can see like right now, this is going to be up on screen for about 10 seconds. I don't think that's long enough, so I'm going to go over here till the arrow changes to like that adjust window size, and I'm just going to drag this out a little bit because I want my library information to be up on screen a little bit. Now the other thing I want is I don't want this to just be an abrupt stop. So I don't want the video to play and then just have it drop on like with no warning, this abrupt transition here. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over the note and right click. And I'm going to pick fade. and I'm going to pick at the start, or no, at the start of the clip. Fade in. Yes. Okay. So, and I'm going to fade in fast because I want my library information to pop right up there. So you can see, I'll leave that up there for just a second. Right click, pick fade, start of the clip, fade in fast. So now I'm going to back this up just a few seconds so I can look at my handiwork here. So I'm going to go back up to the preview screen and hit play.
Plans to join us for the summer reading
So I'm
program.
watching
This
10
summer, we
videos
celebrate
here.
animal stories with
And
the
it doesn't
theme
play
Tales
quite
and
right because
Tales.
like it is
Check out your
processing
local
and
library
editing.
for more details.
But it's giving
See
me a
you
good
there.
idea what the finished product is going to look at. So the child just said see you there, and it faded into this join this summer note. And then it's going to stay up. And you could edit this down or edit this up. And just like if we wanted to fade in another little note, you could certainly take advantage of track number 5 with another video or another image that you had created and plunk that in there. But essentially, that's all it takes to add kind of that custom information at the end. So rather than save, so now when I want to save, one of the things that sometimes is a little different is instead of saving the project, because this is the project, I want to export the project and I want to export the video. Now this is where if you have like some real firm understanding of how video files work, you're probably going to cringe and maybe just leave a comment if I've said something totally wrong. But I usually just kind of leave it at the default here, name it, pick a place to plunk it, that you can find it again, just like you would, and then export the video. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this to my desktop here just for everyone to see. Select folder. I might give this a name like, whatever a good name is, just 2021 summer at your library, and then export. So it's going to take a while for this to export. You can see that the little numbers are getting bigger, but they are getting slower. But essentially that's going to put an MP4 video on my desktop that I can then upload to YouTube or Facebook, and I will have the wonderful PSA for 2021 along with a little specific note or message to my community, and I could share that on my Facebook page or my YouTube account or whatever. So I hope this video helps. Again, this is just a real rudimentary way to do something. I'm sure there are better ways, but I hope it kind of gets you going to explore how to edit and put together videos. I hope everyone has a wonderful summer.